Hey guys, FunctionBuilt-Aquatics, and we just got one of my favorite fish I've ever seen. Now these are the thick-lipped sunset gouramis. These are my absolute favorite fish I've ever seen, ever. Now you can see that they have this golden honey color, and some people actually think they're called honey gouramis, but they're actually called thick-lipped sunsets. These fish are Asian, breathe air. They come from the family of the beta, and there's no more reason to explain it. I just love these fish.
Explain, you know what, they talk about how we actually got to really enjoy these guys. What did we have going on with them in the very beginning about a year ago?
Now what we had one little tiny male about 2 times smaller than this gourami right here that bred with our first female thick-lipped gourami. And they created the big gourami in the 40-gallon tank. Now, and he came in the 40, the size of a dime.
Yeah, he was, well, we raised him up out of 50 or so fry. We raised him up. He was literally the size of a pinhead. He was so tiny. Remember, we fed him microworms, and of the 50 or so fry,
he survived.
He was the only one who survived.
Right. Now, the reason why he was the only one who survived is because we moved him from a big 2.5, not so big 2.5, and we moved him into this 10-gallon, which that's where we lost most of them because they got either shocked or stressed out from that, and that wasn't good. And since they were stressed out, they died out. And then he was the only survivor. He was a strong one. Like I said, he was the size of a dime. We put him in there, he grew. And now we're trying to breed him.
Yeah, so now these 3 females are actually going to be the females we're going to put together with him. So he's living in the 40-gallon mixed species tank now, and I'm going to condition these females, make sure they're dewormed. And what we're eventually going to wind up doing is setting him up at a 10-gallon tank with some leaves and some tannin water, allow him to build a bubble nest, and then we'll take one of the females, and hopefully he'll spawn with the female. And then we'll take him, put him back in the 40, put these girls back in the 20 high where they'll live. The 3 of them together. I'll probably put a loach or a couple different types of loaches. Maybe I'll put some plecos in there with them, and to help clean the bottom, and also work with a group of plecos that we can keep with these girls. But they'll stay in together, the 3 of them, since they get along, and he'll stay in his 40. They'll only come together when we go to spawn and breed them in a 10-gallon tank. And then once we remove the adults, we'll leave the fry in the 10-gallon tank to grow out, sort of like we do with the wild betas that we have. And we won't move the juveniles. What Nathan was talking about was, yeah, the lights just went out. What Nathan was talking about was, we actually moved the fry from a 40-gallon breeder that we found them in to a 2.5-gallon tank, and in doing so, we killed most of the fry accidentally because I used a brine shrimp net to scoop them out. I just was not experienced enough to realize how delicate the baby gouramis were, the fry gouramis were. And out of all the gourami fry that we got, the one we have in the 40-gallon breeder is the male that survived.
Now there was a second one, but he got sucked up in the filter when he was a baby with him.
Yeah.
But
he's the lone survivor, and since he's the lone survivor, he's also going to be the one who's going to further our population of thick-lipped sunset gouramis, and hopefully he'll spawn with all 3 of these females in the next couple weeks or to a month or so, and we're able to actually start bringing some of these guys to the market, which I know that the market's pretty saturated with thick-lipped gouramis, but I have contacts who own really large fish stores that I can actually move the juveniles with no problem.
Right. Now you can see they're actually interacting with each other. I call them the fish dolphins because they act like they act like they're smart like a dolphin.
Yeah. Well, the lights are out now, so with that being said, we'll keep you up to date with another one of our breeding projects. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.